If you want to lose weight or you have other fitness goals in the new year, then listen up because I'm going to tell you one thing that I think you should stop doing in order to achieve your goals. I've lost 70 pounds in 9 months with the 75 Hard Challenge, cleaning up my diet, eliminating processed sugar, and incorporating running and strength training. After I lost the 70 pounds, I had a tummy tuck, and then I went on to lose an additional 16 pounds training for a marathon. So over the course of my weight loss journey, I've lost approximately 90 pounds. And here's one thing that I see a lot of people doing as we've headed into the new year. People are leaving 2024 behind. They're looking forward to 2025 and they're setting weight loss goals, or setting health goals, or setting fitness goals. And that is, they're telling people about it. And I think you should stop doing that. And the reason why I think you should stop doing that is because there is science that backs up that telling people about your goals means that you are less likely to achieve them. And one of the reasons for that is because telling people about your goals has the same emotional effect, it has the same euphoric feeling as actually completing your goal. So if I say I'm going to run a marathon and I start telling people I'm going to run a marathon, it has the same euphoric effect in my brain as actually running the marathon and completing it. So now I've already gotten over the high, right? I got the high from telling people that I'm going to run the marathon. Now I'm just less likely to kind of put in the work to actually do it because I've already experienced the high of it. Another reason is because of pressure. It puts so much pressure on you when you talk about your goals with other people, because now you feel like, okay, I've told somebody about it, or I've told this, or I've told the world. If you put it out on social media, I've told the world about my goal. And now there's just so much pressure. There's so much weight on your shoulders to actually now accomplish this goal. And if you set this big, hairy, audacious goal and that you have to accomplish now, and it's like, well, okay, what is the effort that it takes to actually accomplish this goal? You may decide, you know what, it's not worth it at all. The pressure that I just put on myself isn't worth it. And I actually experienced this over the summer when I was training to run a marathon. I had initially decided that I wasn't going to tell anyone that I was training for a marathon and that I was planning to run a marathon in the fall. What I found is that it is very hard to hide that you're running a marathon because of the training that you actually have to put into it. You are not out there running 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 miles at a clip for the fun of it. People know that you were training for a marathon. And so I actually ended up just saying, I'm training for a marathon. And the pressure was real. There were times when I didn't want to get up out of bed and go on those training runs, but I did it because I didn't told people I'm running this marathon. There were times where I just hated my life, and I'm like, but no, you didn't tell the world you're going to run this marathon. Now go run these 13 miles that you got to run for this training. There's just so much pressure that you put on yourself when you tell people your goals. And if you don't have the discipline to actually put forth the effort to achieve those goals, then you are less likely to just simply quit. The pressure is too much. The pressure, like, I can't do this. Why on earth, am I going to put myself through this? And then you just simply quit. Another thing is we start comparing ourselves to other people, and this just runs rampant across social media, right? Everybody is doing something, and social media is their highlight reel. And so everybody's perfect on social media, and we start comparing ourselves to others. We start comparing our goals to other people's goals. We start comparing our efforts to other people's efforts, and we just don't feel as adequate when we compare ourselves to other people, there's this sense of inadequacy that we're not, doing something right because they're so perfect and they're doing it perfectly and I'm not doing it perfectly, or they're doing a lot and I'm doing a little. I'm training for a 5K, they're training for a marathon. Oh my gosh, like, that whole tendency to compare ourselves to other people. Now that we've put our goals out there and we're looking at what other people are doing, means that we're probably going to be less likely to succeed in those goals. Another thing about sharing your goals with other people before you actually accomplish the goal is that sense of positive feedback. You've already experienced the positive feedback from folks. You tell people you're training for a marathon, oh, congratulations. And now again, you've experienced the positive feedback of the goal. How likely are you to continue to put in the effort to actually reach the goal? You've already gotten the positive feedback. If that's what you wanted, you've gotten it. Now, why do I even have to put in the effort? Why do I have to put in 18 weeks of training to run a marathon if I've already gotten the positive feedback just simply by telling people I was going to run a marathon? And so again, you're less likely to complete the goal because you've already gotten the positive feedback. So finally, here's what I'll say about it. And that is, I know that there are some people who have a social media presence. They have built an audience, they have built a community, and they share their goals, they share their weight loss journeys, they share their fitness journeys with their communities. And that is fine. My only caution to you is that you go about it in such a way that you're putting in just as much, if not more, effort into achieving your goal as you are in sharing your goal. Because I've seen some really elaborate posts, I've seen some really elaborate videos, I've seen some really elaborate reels and shorts, and there's a lot of effort going into sharing the journey. And I don't want you to get off track with actually focusing and doing the work to complete the journey. And it gets daunting sometimes to put together the content, especially on a daily basis. And you tend to take the focus off of the efforts to actually reach the goal. So that is my only caution to you. If you want to tell the world about your goals and have them follow along with you, just be sure that putting in the work to reach your goal is primary, and secondary is the sharing of the content related to your journey. If something has to fall by the wayside, if it gets too much, you're doing the journey and you're sharing the content every day. If something has to fall by the wayside, don't let it be your journey. Let it be the content piece of it. Let it be the sharing of it on social media. Stick to your journey, because that is the most important piece. You can always tell people about your journey afterwards. You can always tell people about your journey after you have accomplished your goal. You don't have to share it, and you don't have to tell people about it every day in the midst of your goal. So if it comes down to it and you have to choose between one or the other, choose your journey. Stop posting. Choose your journey, complete your journey, and then tell people about it once you've accomplished your goal. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has been, take a moment and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't joined the community yet, hit the subscribe button. I love to have you here. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.